And here we are again. My name's Luke Stark and this is Synth Seeker, and this is actually a continuation of the previous video about separating gate and pitch sequencing to do some interesting things. We talked before about how to do this using analog modular or basically modular synthesis. It involved taking two sequencers, one to sequence pitches and one sequence gates, and then using those to independently drive your VCA and your oscillator pitch to get interesting patterns by varying the length of either the sequence of pitches or the sequence of gates. And I alluded to saying this is possible to do in software as well, and but didn't cover it in the video, and I just want to cover it very quickly here. This is an unscripted video, so who knows, you may hear a lot of edits where I take out mistakes in places where I'm going and But let's look at what we have here. We talked about being able to do this, and we pull this in. So in doing this in software, you end up almost always modeling an analog synthesizer. So in this case, it can be done in Reactor. So here's a quick Reactor ensemble. And what we have here is essentially the same pattern that we saw in the previous video, where we have two sequencers. One is being used to drive the pitch of an oscillator, and the other is being used to drive, just using its gate, VCA and or filter combination. And we'll get to what these sounds like in a bit, but essentially you've got your sequencer here running your pitch sequence, and we've got your sequence here with your pattern of gates. So let's see what this sounds like. I think it's already running. There we go. Now if I change my gate length, right now it's a length of 1. As you can see, this is just sitting here running that gate on every step. If I increase that to 2, we get alternation. Same note pattern, different gate pattern. I'll just keep increasing these. And then finally they're in sync again. Anyway, so that's how you can do this in Reactor. You can also do this in, let me pull this out, pull the next one in. This could be done in Reason as well. In Reason you would take something like a couple matrix pattern sequencers. This one's sequencing a pitch. This one is sequencing a gate sequence. Here's it right here. If I flip this around, as you can see, the note CV is driving the note CV input on this Europa synth, and the gate CV is driving the gate. And that's how that works. And we get the sound here. So you can hear, I think this is 7. Yeah, the gate length is 7 for the note length, pattern length being 8. Take it down to 3. To 2. How about back up to 6? Same basic idea. Two sequencers, one running pitch, one running gates. Vary the length of either one of the sequences. Have it drive a synth. Alright, so that can be done in Reason as well. Let's see. What else can we do this in? I think I mentioned we can do this in Max for Live. Pull this over. So you can do this in Max MSP or Max for Live, basically embedded Max in Ableton. Let's see here. Same basic idea. Here's my pitch sequence. Here's my gate sequence. And I can change the length of my gate sequence. As I said in the previous video, you could do this in all of these sequencers. You can also just change the length of your note sequence. Anyway, so there's Max for Live for you. We can also do this, if I get this out of the way here. And lastly, we can do this in this is Numerology from 512 Systems. This is software that's just simulates every possible kind of step sequencer you could imagine. Same basic idea though. And this is my note sequence. This is my gate sequence. I can change my lengths. And you can do a lot of interesting things, especially when you start layering these things together. So let me just turn them all on for a big cacophonous mess, and then we'll close it on out. And that's it. So there's 4 different ways you can achieve the same separation of gate sequences and pitch sequences in software of your choice. I'm sure there are other ways to do it. If you've got another way to do it, make a video and share it with us. We'll take a look. So thanks for your time in this continuation, part 2 of our sequencing gates and pitches separately. I'm Luke Stark, and you've been watching Synth Seeker. Talk to you later.